My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire Downfall. Now, you may have noticed we're missing the whole Slay the Spire Downfall thing, and that is because there has been an update pushed to Slay the Spire Downfall recently. The beta branch has been re-established, which has the 3.1 Downfall updates on it. Apparently there are large new features in that, and yet, being on the beta branch, I'm not yet going to experience that. It's just a little bit of a tasting note of something that's off in the future. However, the main audio track that plays at the very start of Downfall, the metal cover of one of the, oh god, I think it's one of the Ironclad tracks, has been updated, and I've been asked to film this part, the pre-launch of the game, such that as soon as the music hits my ear, we will get that immediate kind of response to it. I really liked the previous music that was in there, the previous menu music. I actually ended up seeing it a very long time ago, long before it was actually on Downfall, I think even, on YouTube. If you actually find that track on YouTube, I'm one of the earliest comments. I think it was like 2-3 years ago now even. It really works well for Downfall is the thing, especially thematically, being kind of like metal. Like oftentimes we think of metal and we tend to think of like horror films. We tend to think of like the kind of like aesthetic of a cover of a metal album a lot of the time. And we think of these kind of like redeemed in a way, certainly, but dark things, right? And it was a really good modifier to the base because it plays well into you are playing the evils, you are playing the bads, you are playing the bosses. Oh. Okay, I see what's happening here then. It's being played on a recorder. Going over the original bass. Recorders. What a melodic instrument. What a We are now playing Slay the Spire Fall Down as well, rather than Downfall. Okay. Is it? Yep. Yeah, it's gonna continue. Okay. So you have new character art for the slime boss. They have the largest hat. Hang on. Is this also updated text? Because it does refer the largeness of the hat. Is this the slime boss? Seems awfully friendly. Well, its hat is surely the largest in the Spire, so it must be in charge. We also have one of the Guardian's earlier drafts. It worked better on paper. And so it is. We also have the Hexaghost, likes to chase yellow circles on, around its, likes to chase yellow circles around on its days off. Has a crippling fear of power pellets. I imagine that's probably a, oh right, yeah, it's a Pac-Man ghost, got it. The Champ, it's laundry day. Totally fair. We've also got the Automaton, yep, tip to toe, that's the Automaton, alright. I've never seen anything that looks more like the Automaton. Tip to toe, that's a Mario. Tip to toe, that's a Sonic? That's a my brother and me reference, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's a Griffin McElroy referring to a different character. I cannot remember specifically. And the Snecko. Seeking greater strength, this ambitious Snecko followed in its footsteps of its hero, Trogdor the Burninator. Got it. Adopting many consummate V's and a beefy arm, it calls itself Snackdor. Okay, so the largest hat makes you in charge, seems awfully friendly. It seems like they're all a reference to something. I'm not certain on that one. This one also seems like it's not necessarily referenced as much as wordplay, but maybe I'm not familiar. It feels, well, okay, this one's also not going to be specifically a reference. Okay. Unless, of course, that's like artistically a reference specifically to something. But we are going to be playing the Laundry Day champ here. Arise. Cool. Looks like our base deck is the same. I imagine it is going to be those visual and the auditory updates maximum there. That was super neat. I like that. Thank you. I will say part of my brain had a moment where it was like, is this gonna be an April Fool's thing? But it's April 2nd when I'm recording this in my own time zone, so my guard had been a little lowered, but there was definitely maybe like a 30% chance in my head. Obviously 100% chance in retrospect, but a 30% chance in my head that, is this gonna be a Rickroll? I thought I might have just loaded in immediately to a Rickroll. Okay, yeah, the 3 enemies. 3 enemies is fine. 9 max HP is also fine. I'll take the 9 max HP. Let's go with that, right? Not trivialize the early fights. We've got the double elite over on the left-hand side. We've got double elite over on the right-hand side, but there are fewer rests. 2 rests versus no rests. Although, this side also doesn't necessarily have any shops. Wee bit unfortunate on that. Let's take the taunt upgrade so I can choose my stance. I will take an early question mark because I don't get many more question marks for the rest of the ride. Let's go defensive just in case both of them try and give us the bops next turn. It's fine. They didn't both try and give us the bops. But here, it's also really good. I mean, look, it doesn't matter, right? Because we're frail and we get to block 12 outside of that, right? We don't have to rely on our own actual individual blocks. Defensive style, Chain Lash, Lariat. Lariat's so good. Oh, I always feel bad not taking Lariat when Lariat's there is the thing, but I don't have anything to do with it just yet. Defensive style is also really good. Look, I definitely should take one of the two. I'll tell you that much for free. I'll take Lariat. This is too early. How am I gonna... A Gremlin Knob for Champion's Belt? I'd like that, but I don't apply Vulnerable. I apply Weak already. I don't apply Vulnerable. It's definitely not the Slaver's Duo, right? So it's Centurion and Mystic, or it's Gremlin Knob. Eh, let's fight a Gremlin Knob for a Champion's Belt. Could this be a problem for us? Gonna want to get into a defensive stance. Okay, so we execute, and then we taunt. We get into defensive. The only defensive card I will play is Lariat by itself, if I had, like, not many other attacks in the same hand. But here instead, I think I just throw both strikes. Yeah. We'll do the execute first here, actually. So we will get a point of strength that's relevant there. Still vulnerable. My god, the enemy just does not want to attack us. Very kind of them. I should still get in a defensive stance. Just so that a finisher would be a kill. Do I Lariat now? I think I do Lariat now. How likely am I not to draw lethal next turn? So if executes on the bottom of the deck, we draw a minimal damage hand. We have 2 strength, so we do 8, 8, 8. So we would still be able to kill because the enemy is going to take the counter this turn from the Lariat. So this is the best defense we can get. We go for this. Guaranteed kill. Get our champion belt as well as Swift Potion 100 there as well. Parry. Gain 10 counter. If your counter is used this turn, add riposte to your hand. It's a good way to deal damage in a counter deck. Let's take it. Very glad to have gotten 2 defense in that opening hand and not just taken a bunch of damage for free. Execute. And yeah, the enemy could just hit me with a straight up 17 next turn. I would not like to take all of that damage, please. If at all that can be avoided, I would like to do so. That looks like that'll avoid it. Weak pod, as well as Arena Preparation, Defensive Shout, and Moment of Truth. Okay, so if we are going for a defensive build, we take the Defensive Shout right now. I mean, Moment of Truth is good here as well, actually. Finish adjusting aim the block when we need it. On lock. Actually, I think I've convinced myself that we want that instead. We're still looking for damage for elites. Is a little bit of a concern for him. When I say a little bit of a concern for us, what I mean is I'm terrified. Defensive. Of course. Parry defend. There you go. So then we get an attack for 11. Not sad about that at all. Let's parry, riposte, then Moment of Truth. Well, no, we lariat before that, and then we Moment of Truth our way out of the mode. The enemy gets 15 on the hit back, and then we get a riposte that kills. Hard no. We're not even splashing Berserker into this build. Parry makes it so much simpler not to. Lariat needs an upgrade as quickly as possible. Excuse me. Captain's Wheel at the start of the third turn. Gain 18 block. Okay, we can... that's really, really good against our enemies. Defensive. The front line buffed, so they're more likely to attack next turn, and backline is more likely to not attack that turn. Evidently not how that worked out, but in the end... Parry, Lariat. Defend, and then Moment of Truth. You hit me and take damage and die, and then you hit me and then you don't manage to kill me, and then execute in a giant riposte. Circumvent's incredible in a deck like this. Gain 6 block defensive combo, gain block equal to your counter. Exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. We need not to overdose on any blocking solution, though, because if we do, suddenly we're doing a lot of blocking and not a lot of damaging. Not a heap of damaging. Okay, I know this one as well. This is execute the backline, use a Lariat, getting the energy to play a defend. The second turn's defense is going to be really, really... yeah, it's exactly as I thought it was going to be. Do we perhaps pop a potion here? I think so. There's the taunt. Thank you. We'll enter defensive. Alright. Because I think I'm lacking damage, I'm going to use Moment of Truth there for the defense so that I can use my own attack for offense. I'm very hopeful that I get taunt before Lariat. Hit you with that, then Lariat for 2, and then finish you off. Beautiful Lariats right there. Most of the rest of the draw pile is good for us. Oh. Except that one, evidently. Okay. Let's... execute, then taunt our way into defensive. There's the strike for the kill, and then we Moment of Truth to jump back out. Also got highly... perfect. Slightly higher strength as a result of having done that. And we need defensive. We need some technique. Pickups. I mean, Lariat's supposed to be doing that, but because we only have one entry and we have 2 finishes, occasionally, by which I mean all the time, we need to use it for other things instead. As I kill. Rod of Bolstering Flame. The first time you play a power card, each combat gains 6 block and 1 strength. Hold Firm is a great pick here. Contributes pretty much everything we want to do. Jazzed about it. Hold Firm, and then I can't... Well, I mean, I can circumvent, and I will circumvent. It's just not going to be everything. Six damage 2 times. 12 total. We're not in a stance at all, so Lariat's a joke. To execute to kill you and get a point of strength, use a Lariat and then a defend afterwards. I just don't want that many enemies on the board at the same time if I can avoid it at all, please. Let's hit defensive on y'all, and then sure. Have you die to the parry? Or counter, rather. I think I'm just going to go all in on that damage. Nice. Refreshment, Duel, and Crooked Strike. Refreshment, draw 3 cards. Yep. We're still lacking damage, and it's not getting easier. Just saying. Alright, let's get the defensive out there. Okay. Then I hold firm, strike, and lariat. It's all looking good to me. Enemy hits me, takes 25 back. And... Excuse me? Excuse me? If your counter is used this turn. Ah, okay. A keyword I had accidentally prior ignored. No, I'm already in a stance. I can burn a slime. Not having them both attack on the same turn is pretty nice here. Though the front is already dead to our parry, so... Set up against the backliner instead. God, these enemies are being really, really gracious. I deeply appreciate it, friends. Kill them. Shield Wall. Gain 2 decks. At the end of each turn, gain 6 counter. So, there's a few reasons I want that. Number 1, I want a power in the deck as soon as possible. This being the only power in our deck, like... Usually the sad thing about Shield Wall is that it doesn't have a huge instantaneous effect, but it has a pretty high instantaneous cost, being 2. But here it will also give me a strength and 6 block, making it a lot easier to take. And also it is 2 decks, so it is a gain on all of the defensive triggers in Lariat, as well as a lot of our other cards. It feels like because there's the Emerald Elite upcoming, I really maybe need to rest. Because right now I died at the Gremlin Knob. Gosh. I don't like resting here when I have so many cards in the deck that I think are upgrade debt for us right now, but... You do what you gotta do to do what you can do, you know? Okay. Let us Tound our way into defensive. Sure, I'm gonna go parry, lariat, defend. So I will take 1 damage here, but I will get the 15 damage hit back on the enemy. Shield wall? Yeah, I'll shield wall. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Blessing of the Forge. That actually might be needed to try and get us some extra damage out on the board. That's another finisher. I don't need another finisher like that. Enchants. That would be a good hit on Lariat. I'll take a single enchant shield. I don't always take the enchants. I've never really been hugely impressed with any of the enchants on my own part as well, so maybe it's me. I'm actually going to drop the energy potion for the Blessing of the Forge here. I think it's going to be more impactful if this fight is particularly rough. I mean, the blur's not going to activate. So what I do is just parry. And then Lariat nothing. I think it's just worth getting the enchant shield out. So that's just upgraded that other block. Now I'm going to get into defensive as quickly as possible. There you go for a single strike. I mean, like, you know, I can do things like that, but I don't have calipers. There's no great reason to. Refreshment. Honestly, probably worthwhile. Lariat, definitely worthwhile. And pop a defend. 43 damage back on you. Love this. We will Memento Trutho. Hit him with a taunt. Ooh. I mean, the blur for 1 turn doesn't matter here. Huh. Okay, I'm actually going to parry and then circumvent. That riposte damage is going to be really, really important for us. As much as I would like to Lariat. I actually think I have to still. Okay, we can end this stance, then re-enter it. That'll do. All right. That fight was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, and now I feel a little sad about how I dealt previously. Oh, well. Duel. It's an expensive card. It's a double technique trigger, though. I don't think that's the way we approach that, though. Vicious Mockery. Maybe if I had a way to keep the decks, but I do not. There's not that many sources of artifact I can use to try and keep that dex. Fine. There you go. Best defense I could put out on that field. And Keck for the strength from the Bolstering Flame. Saved us a lot of effort right there. Ah, yes, I should have played that first. Oops. There you go. Get parried. Battle plan, technique, draw a card. Yep. It's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Wallop in the opening hand there. I think I kind of have a boring turn here. We just enchant shield on the circumvent. We drop those two. I'd love to hold firm and parry on the same turn, but we have to hold firm here. Don't really get too many choices. The enemy being in Wrath and me dealing damage by defending is going to be an interesting combo, to be sure. Thank you for finding Taunt so I can actually use Lariat effectively here. Hold firm in the same hand as Shield Wall. I think I don't get to play Shield Wall for a bit then. Right? Unless I want a moment of truth. There you go. You got your moment of truth. Hopefully we find Taunt soon. Didn't find Taunt soon. We got all others. That counts as a sentence, right? Surely that counts as a sentence. Alright. Let's taunt our way into defensive. Battle plan into circumvent. Do I want to play the riposte here? Enemy has so much block this time. I mean, they're only getting more block. Sure. I really don't want to use a finisher if I can avoid it here. What if you wanted to not use a finisher, but the game said no? Rude. Of course. Of course. We parry, Lariat defends. Once the enemy goes into Wrath, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We have to enter defensive. We don't get a choice there. We just have to enter defensive. Gosh. Hold firm, I guess. Yep, there goes the enemy into Wrath. My plan for dealing with that appears to be never get hit. If only parry went off on that turn. Okay, that's a good refreshment right there. We can moment of truth out of that stance. Re-enter. In with a double strike, but no damage. Perfect. I would love to be able to pay that parry this turn. But then the enemy is going to get all the undamaged block. So we just have another powerful riposte going through the deck and no damage. No, we just need to full defend there. The dealer counts you all 26 back. Thankfully, we're no longer vulnerable either. Pretty big pickup for us right there. Let's definitely refresh. Give it a battle plan. Sure, I'll moment of truth and then taunt our way back in. And yeah, let's circumvent. Let's do this slowly and safely. I really thought the enemy was going to overwhelm us here. I am pleasantly surprised to have been wrong. But was I wrong? That is ultimately the question we must ask ourselves here. I'm just going to use that to stay in defensive as well as weaken the enemy, and then we get the extra counter because it's a technique. Yeah, there's that big Lariat, a defend, and then a moment of truth. Come at me. Stop hitting yourself, etc. etc. Hold firm, steel edge, as well as a cheap shot. Hold firm. Oh my god! 2 cost, 2 cost, 2 cost. 0 cost. 2 cost. X cost. 2 cost. 0 cost. Yeah, it's 100% the Snecko. No two ways around that one. I would love some energy generation to go alongside it. But that's definitely where we start. Okay, there's a 3 elite path, but it has one early rest and only 1 shop, but they're on mutually exclusive paths. There's no late rests whatsoever. So if I take a fair boppin', and it seems like I may take a fair boppin', we're gonna have some troubles. Down here, we have no question marks, but we do have 2 elites, and we've got 2 rests. Well, I mean, we've got 1 rest midline between the 2 elites. We've also got 2 shops. Out here, we get those 3 question marks. We get an early rest, then we get an elite, then we get a rest, then we get a late elite. Also gives me the ability to decide by this point if I think I'm strong enough. Excuse me, to take something else. I think I break the emerald and recall. Or maybe just break the emeralds even. I mean, we definitely break the emeralds, right? That much happens. It's just what else happens alongside it. I think the hold firms both need to be upgraded as well. They're deeply important to us. If I didn't have to taunt this turn, I wouldn't, but... Frontliner now dies to exclusively the parry I currently have. Nice. Hold firm. Hold firm. And defend. Unfortunately, the first enemy takes all of the hit, but 2 hold firms means I'm pretty comfy. Shield wall. Definitely shield wall. Definitely battle plan as well. You best believe we're going to circumvent also. Currently, the deck is just how many how many hold fasts can I play? Hold firm, sorry. And I am more than okay with that. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you take care of yourself for me? Thank you. Hard no. The start of combat, you may wish for soul success or a pick-me-up. Costs us HP to do so. Let's do it. Money. I want that money. Shield wall. Thank you muchly. Knowing skull for money, please. Throw out a strike and then just Lariat defend because we can. Hold firm, hold firm. I probably enchant shield on one of the hold firms here. I mean, look, it gives us 5 counter and draws a card and puts a new card into the draw pile, but that's fine. It's just 5 counter positive, right? Ah, right, because we had blur from the whole firms. I was like, why is that? But as it turns out, there was a reason for it. They might think, Raps, those weren't words. Fair point, well made. Fear potion, circumvent phantom knives, berserker style. No, we don't need to overdose on any of those kinds of things. Okay, so what are we actually going to upgrade at a rest site? Other hold firm. Shield wall. Well, it's 3 more counter at the end of each turn. That's not a high priority. Parry? Oh, the hold firm does need an upgrade. A young Snecko, eh? I always suspected this was going to be more than just a... Because it's an event, and it gives you a very base kind of relic. Right? Just 5 damage from Reina, maybe at the start of your turn. Usually, event relics have... they have... they're either more specific or they have license to be a little bit more powerful than base game relics. But it's just so normal. Sundial. Every 3 times you shove your draw pile, gain 3 energy. Sure. I just need to cut cards from this deck, frankly. I say immediately after having added one. Okay. It's adorable and all at the absolute least. Do I really want to reroll costs here? Or should I just get rid of Bewildered? I'm going to reroll costs. Specifically because I do want Enchant Shield to hit Lariat. Nice. The problem here is I have to taunt. As much as I would have liked to do basically anything else there. Okay, that Bewildered goes away. And we hold firm. Battle plan for the draw. Get a kill on the front liner so I don't have to worry about that damage. Okay, we hold firm. Right? Right? We Lariat. Defend. And then I could get out of this mode, but I do not want to have to find a way to enter defensive again. We could honestly probably just take the finishes out of this deck. Especially Moment of Truth. That rolls a 3 and then stays in my hand. Ugh. Don't want to live in that world. I mean, it's not like I'm about to weaken the enemy, so I play the defend or I don't. 2 options there. Let's hold firmly. Parry, strike, and then execute there. Enemy dies. Reckless Leap, Precise Thrust, as well as a Tornado Punch. I don't think I'd take any of those. Tornado Punch is a little bit good for the AoE. Gosh. Am I? Yeah, let's do it. I'm going for the elites. I just feel really powerful with this Neko. Okay. Only Skull definitely goes out first. Take my money. Hold Firm also definitely gets played. $15 counter. So 15 counter plus a strike, 21 damage. We can do 21 damage to you this turn. If I include a parry, and I think I will. So that means no shield wall, unfortunately. We include the parry. You now die. Of course. You block. How dare you? That's okay. We shall be fun. Take the defensive pickup there. Kind of just want to throw the riposte damage against the boss. You only have counter 5 out at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna Blessing in the Forge here. Hit you with that strike. Of course you got that block. Of course you did. This one's okay. We just play Everwild and hold firm. Doesn't matter if that block goes on that unit again, because it still dies on that hit back. Oh god, you're getting stronger. Shield Wall's still super expensive. Thankfully, we got the extra energy from the Sundial, so it's going to be easier for us to play. That is 42 incoming. Snecko, do you care to kill the target that I keep setting up for you? At all, please. Maybe. Seems like it might be a good idea. Hit you with the hold 'em firmly. Battle starts immediately. Sure, I'm just going to enchant shield on hold firm. Alright. I'll kill the frontliner there. Don't love it, but it was a very effective way of clearing out the field there. So it's our way back in defensive. Unfortunately, we are so reliant on defensive not rolling a bad cost. That's, it's not a good position to be in. Could we draw into anything that'll ruin our lives? No. Do I really want to execute? No. No, I don't. Answer that question for you myself. Okay, so how do I not waste all of my damage? It feels like we don't actually have a way not to waste all of our damage here. We'll Moment of Truth, drawing a card, sure. And then taunt our way back into defensive. Yeah, giant block number, but it's the wrong target. Thankfully, we do have the holdover from the blur at the absolute least, and we continue to get holdover from the blur. Much appreciated. Sure, I'll parry. I just need to increase that number. It's specifically fights where the frontliner keeps getting resummoned that are really bad for us. So things like this, clearly. Sure, I'll execute. Then go back into defensive. And now we ought to have our kill. What with the riposte? Okay, we have that. Vajra. Nice. Lose 50 souls to heal 35. I feel pretty well defended. I'm going to take the max HP there. This fight could make me regret that. Depending on how it goes, obviously. Rude. This is a rude right here. We have a situation where the taunt is in the opening hand, but so is hold firm that I really need to play. Like a lump, but we still have to do it. Okay. I'm not going to use the execute as a finisher here. I think that would actually ultimately be a mistake. Would it? Maybe not. Fine. It's mainly Lariat that we want to cast it alongside. Could use the parry there, but I feel like setting up the strength is going to be more versatile. Yeah, in terms of what can accomplish the kill for us. Skillful dodge. We would draw back to that consistently. Rapid strikes. We would like to play that after Lariat. It's still neither of them. They're much slower than just playing the other cards that we have. And less reliable. What with the cost randomization AlexMdle. Oh no. It's not the opening hand you want to see. It's just not the opening hand you want to see. This is, though. Taunt our way into defensive. Again, nothing we don't want to draw. The shield wall before holding firm 2 times. Before a Lariat and a defend and a defend. And we got Blur. This is really good. We also have a single strike to kill the frontliner. Which we instantly get. I'll moment truth my way out of that. And then defensive my way back into it. I'm attacking specifically the backliner here because the frontliner is more than likely to die to just like an overload of counter on a turn such as these. Counter, counter, counter. Counter, counter on you. Alright, Young, kill him. Kill him, Young. Get his ass. Hell yeah. I mean, I should just play the Knowing Skull right now, right? Yep. It's not like I desperately wanted to do that for 3, but I have to play it before the end of the fight. Ancient tea set, fairy in a bottle. Feeling a lot better about that. Hard pass on those. Can we not have to deal with you? I mean, kind of. We may end up popping the Entropic Potion in this fight. Did I just say Potion? It's impossible to tell. We'll hold off. We got time. Chart shield on a hold firm. I mean, I can just execute my way out of that and then back in, strike, and you are dead. Beautiful. Didn't even need to entropic yet. Ooze infused drink, as well as another circumvent. This one pre-upgraded. That one will go in. I've got too much defense. That was not necessary. Four random ooze infused cards. God, this is bad. I better get. I need to taunt. Alright. Found some zero cost cards. If you end this turn with at least 20 counter, gain block. Gain 11 block, that is. It's just going to take me a moment to figure out what I need to do here. Focus on defense. Moment of truth. Let's get the arena preparation out there as well. If I play a focus berserk, I think I would actually trigger the effect, but I don't need to. Okay, that one dies. We're in another situation where I can't play the Bewildered. I just have to play the low cost hold firm, let him reroll. High cost hold firm. Circumvent for infinite block, basically. Frontliner is already dying as soon as they try and hit me, so I'll take it out on the backliner instead. There's one heck of a lariat. Seems good to me. Low cost refreshment's nice. I don't really have a stance exit. Like, I do, but I don't really have one. Like, I don't want to use. Sure, I'll hit that giant lariat. I actually legitimately was thinking I'm refreshing here in case I get a zero cost parry because it would be good. Really good. And then we got a zero cost parry there, and I would say perhaps that we may consider it to be possibly good. May I please have just some attack cards? I mean, I know I removed all of them from the... a lot of them from the deck. Don't worry. I know why we're not getting so many of them. It's just I'd still like one of them. I think that's a totally reasonable thing to think and say. The truth. That'll do it. Got him. Super Snecko Eye replaces the Snecko Eye. This is the first time I've ever seen it. Well, I saw it on the relic list, I think, but the first time I've ever actually gotten this. Replaces Snecko Eye. So it's an upgrade item, but you don't just get it from a boss, right? The only other upgrade items, well, the ones that say replaced by, right, are boss relic upgrades. Or rather, starter relic upgrades as a boss relic. At the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards. So it's replacing the base one, so it's not 4 cards, it's just 2. Start each combat confused. The first time you draw a card that costs 3, each combat reduce its cost to 0. Interesting. The problem is the 0 cost repeatable techniques are not good for us. Oh, looks like it hasn't even activated yet. That's really annoying as well. I have to play Hold Firm first. Thankfully, I also do get to play the other one. Alright. Gotta keep our giant block there. Can get rid of the Bewildered this time, thankfully. Like anyone else needs it. Hold firm yet again. The individual strikes against the enemy don't matter though. They lose all their block before they attack anyway. Do we literally have just like... Wait, we have 4 strikes in the deck. I was about to say, do we literally just not really have strikes in the deck at all? Nope, we do. Alright, that'll get him. There's still 1 health here, I think. Shield wall and hold firm. Money. I mean, I should have struck the enemy as well, right? This fight might be a weird one. I'm not entirely certain how it's going to roll out. Gives the defensive. I mean, Lariat with 2 energy is worth parry for us right now. However, I can blur a giant amount of block for this turn. Can Bewildered not always be full cost? First time you draw a card that costs 3 each combat, reduces cost to 0. Has this been activating at all? Well, we want parry to activate this turn as well, so we circumvent. Fine. We'll use a parry. Probably a battle plan too as well. I'll even use the Brew of Sharpness, because now I'm going to get back an 80 hit, which is worth. Puffball's going to be hard to kill. So I might have to throw my own individual hits there. Boss doing some pretty significant healing stuff there. Choose a card to exhaust. Wait, is the puffball forcing me to exhaust a card every turn? Forgetful. Debuff we're picking up there. The thing is, parry is so important to play right now. So I don't really get a choice there. I'm cutting out a lot of strikes, and I realize I'm possibly going to need those if I want to continue against the puffball, but I no longer truly believe that's how we win. I think we're just going to parry the ever-loving heck out of him. I was suspecting that the mushrooms were constantly going to be trying to hit me, and that was going to be a bad sitch for us, but yeah, it's just this one, the Porcini, that really wants to hit us. Unfortunately, here it is actually going to be a huge problem. Let's hold firm. Lariat. Get that parry out. Exhaust the execute, I guess. There we go. Double riposte in hand. Riposte, riposte. Got him. Parry is really, really good for putting out the damage that we otherwise have difficulty with. Improvising. First time you use a combo each turn. Return it to your hand. Refreshment. Return it to your hand and it costs 0. Refreshment. I mean, that's a lot of draw. It also does it with Circumvent as well, giving us a ridiculous amount of block. However, we could also just take another Hold Firm. The fact that the Hold Firm has Blur attached to it is the big reason to be taking it there. Interesting. 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 You can no longer obtain potions. But I don't have to pop my Entropic Brew first anymore, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case now. It's definitely energy, right? It's one of the two. I could probably take the give him strength one, actually. Seems a reasonable pickup for us. We haven't really fought the shopkeeper at all. I mean, it's not required anymore, but still be nice to do. So I'm going to be pathing specifically into the question marks to try and find one. Because nothing else was showing one there. Take a bit of damage here, but I get the exploder down. So I don't have to worry. Maybe I didn't have to worry anyway. Yeah, that actually seemed unnecessary in retrospect. It's strange. In this run, where more than anything else, I just want to see the shop, I have not. That said, I'm not going to be good at fighting the shop. I have one turn that I get to deal damage on. Just one. If it wasn't for the fact that all the enemies in the end game, save like the final fight, specifically exactly the final fight against Meow, don't count towards this, I would be all over it. The rest of them count that there are multiple enemies, because Meow is just standing in the background having a look. Having a wee gander. You've gandered at my ward, sir. Right. Give me the souls. Okay. We parry. We hold firmly. We refresh. Lariat. And you circumvent. Okay. All works out in the end. Very big riposte right there. Happy to see it. We can now toss the backline down. Kill you. Hold firm. I'm actually going to strike. Just in case. Nice. That fight could have been actually pretty annoying otherwise. I'll take another parry. Parry is a huge part of our damage plan. Lose a base strike. Thank you. Merchant. With the amount of money I have, even if I didn't want to fight specifically the merchant, it still would be the merchant. There's a parry there at least. Just hold firm. Best we can do. Get hit back for that 51. We get a repulse to hit you for another 53. Yeah, we're definitely not killing this. I mean, like, we could dupe the repulsed. I actually kind of feel like I want to do that. We have one guaranteed shop later on. Let's try it. It's me desperately trying to fish value out of nowhere. Nothing else I can do about this. I mean, maybe before the next fight we have that card that's like deal damage related to... Laureate still comes in here. Can I collect? Would have been a nice pickup. Gain 6... 6 counter for each. No. If you end your turn with a no. No. Upon pickup, choose a card. At the start of your combat, remove from the draw pile. At the start of it, turn 3. Add it to your hand to cost 0. Also no. We remove the Bewildered, and this whole shop actually sucks. Oh, low value. So I specifically targeted the Repulsor there because its deck trashing is going to be really, really annoying. Ah, right. This just got reduced. I saw it draw as a 3. So it's just not deactivating, rather, the Super Snacko Eye. Still does what it says on the card, though. Relic, though. Oh. What I would not give right now. Pull it up. Strike it. 1 sec. Defensive. Battle plan. Cycles a new deck. And giant Laureate. Cool. What I would not give right now for a letter opener. Absolutely perfect for us as a strength pot. Pre-upgraded parry. There's another defensive shout, though. I'm going with the parry because there are more sources of defensive entry than there are of parry, and we don't typically exit it. It's defensive thesis! Defensive stances finish opponents, grant 8 more block. No! Sapphire Key. Also, I probably did need to take the Sapphire Key anyway, right? Break those both. Laureate giving an energy back is, like, deeply important. It's how we've managed the weird energy costs of a lot of these hands. It's taunt defensive. Tell you what, rough opening turn. Yeah, pretty much exactly how I expected that was going to resolve. Let's hold firm, shield wall, Laureate, parry, Laureate, strike. Should have been Laureate, parry. There's a repulse for 73. Love it. Enchant shield on our Laureate there. That's right, the riposte. Sure, I'll just go for a big Laureate too. There we go. Really wish I could have fit some parries in there more easily. Another 46 incoming. Another 2 hold firms, though. I think we'll just go Laureate, though. Mm-hmm. Because then we get to watch it kill. And Seizing Top. Unlikely to be activated ever. That's a pre-upgraded Laureate. I don't know if there's any capacity to how many of those I want in here. Beat Press. Fishing. Sure, let's go Beat Press. I feel like I keep screwing that one up. It's the mouse or any button. Okay. Bup, 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 bup. Oh, missed that one. Bup, 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 bup. Oh. Am I supposed to meet it as it's coming down? I think I am. Yeah. So if I want to err on any side, I want to err on being too early. I don't know how I was supposed to do that end one there. Oh, ouch! I tried really hard. All right, use an AP. All right. I mean, I don't have too many good uses of my money anymore, but at the same rate, I don't think I need that. Maybe I do find a way to abuse all of my money here. Who knows? Who knows? Defense, defense. Parry, refresh. My gosh. You know, getting basically all the available parry. If I can get some parries in this next hand, though. Like the actual card parry. There it is. So you take 105 here, and then I get 105 on a riposte. 107, rather. I need to try and go all out so I can get this kill. Great cast in hand. Yeah, sure. Riposte is... Oh, 0 cost after the upgrade. Not really what I was hoping it would be. Strike, strike. Do I actually just try and return a strike? Or wait to the next turn. I think we wait to the next turn. I didn't even give myself a strength before we started doing that. Yeah, because the enemy doesn't actually defend there. And the little snacko. Little snack bro gets him. Cranarang, focus defensive. I'm actually just going to deal with the one that we have in the deck then. Gladiator form, whenever you use a technique bonus, draw a card. Whenever you use a finisher bonus, gain an energy next turn. That means Lariat draws whole deck. Barbell, whenever you enter a rest site, if you have at least 10 non-upgraded cards in your deck, we do. We have only one rest site remaining at the start of the next floor, so this is 151 to upgrade a single card. 151 to upgrade a single card is not a good translation rate, however. If you are in a position where you have more money than you have anything else, suddenly it's a lot more reasonable. There we go. Hit that 0 cost gladiator form right there. Non for money. Do I Lariat now? I mean, I don't... Do I really want to draw through my whole deck right now? Is that, like, my plan? Sure, whatever. Oh, right. I'm not using any technique bonuses because I'm not in a stance yet. It's okay. We'll enter a stance soon enough. Okay, we're in a stance now. I should pull some good block out of there. Let's get the riposte out, and then I'm a Lariat, just because I don't really want any of these in the next cycle that much. There you go. Well, I know this one. It's hold firm, Lariat. Oh my god. Parry, parry. Another Lariat draws another card. I probably shouldn't moment of truth there. There's all the Lariats again. Let's draw our deck. Hell yeah. And anytime we draw 1-cost Lariats, we get to play them as well. 1 or 0, obviously. And now we parry you, getting 2 giant riposts to hand. Okay. 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 Defensive combat will play weak. Hard pass. Don't need any of those. No taunt in the opening hand, unfortunately. We do have Gladiator Shields Wall. Hold firm. I'll enchant shield on one of the laureates, sure. And then I'll even play an absurd amount of them. Oh, actually, if I played that, I would have drawn a card from the Unceasing Top. Wasn't thinking about that at the time. Didn't think that the Unceasing Top had any chance to be relevant. But there you go. That's all I know, apparently. Okay, Riposte is 35. We do need to taunt our way in. We don't have any choice about that this turn. Unfortunately, we just discluded 2 parries from the draw. They're pretty important. God, 3 parries. Alright, yeah, we're just going to try and cycle as quickly as we can then. They are our damage. Thankfully, for some reason that is unbeknown to me, we're really good at drawing through our whole deck right now. Ain't it strange? Might have something to do with this whole laureate situation we keep doing. I deserve that. Drew a bunch of parries because they knew I did not have the ability to cast them anymore. Okay, hold firm, hold firm. Let's riposte you, hit a laureate. Hold firm, hit the other laureate, because then we can hit the parry afterwards. Then we've got our kill. On the parry itself, we don't even need it. Preserved insect at literally the... Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you, preserved insect. Not going to get much value out of you anymore, but I appreciate you coming along to cheerlead us, I suppose. Not bad ripostes, if I say so myself. And no more trashing my draw pile, please. I need that for drawing. Remarkable. Bottom card of the deck. Thankfully, it's not actually causing us any issues, but... Like, yes, it would be nice. Don't get me wrong. It would be incredibly nice to have more entries. Yeah, apparently I can't play it. Yeah, it'd be incredibly nice to have more defensive stance entries. I think we're kind of fine without them, though. Whenever I play a rare card, the boss gains a focus. Huh. I have to play the hold firm, so I don't get a choice. I don't have to play enchant shield at least, though. I don't like giving the enemy 3 focus right there. No part of me enjoyed that transaction. Fortunately, you got to do what you got to do. That's annoying because I have to play that too. Into parry, into lariat, into lariat, into defend, and then a giant circumvent. If I can keep my blur up forever, it doesn't matter how big the enemies things have gotten. The only problem is I also do need them to hit me. Hello, thank you for immediately obliging me. Immediately drawing another parry that I can't play. Rough. Alright, bigger defense. There we go. We at least got one riposte out. That's probably for my own best. That one didn't work out for us there. Lariat. It's definitely parry. Even with the Lariat draw. Even with the Lariat draw. Lariat's trying to draw 2 cards, apparently. It should only be trying to draw 1. Defend again. Unfortunately, we only have no turns of blur left now. Let's go for the refreshment. Gives us the excess energy, so we have the ability to... the extra power, it doesn't matter right now. Just want blur. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the enemy is doing right now. They're not going to be able to scale faster than our defense on them scaled. Alright, would have tried to draw 2 cards, I guess. There you go. Thank you. Slow run. Slow run, because we're kind of waiting for the enemies to hit us a lot of the time. Had we seen more things to hasten it up, without invalidating what it's currently doing, would have been all over him, but alas. Poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Man of infinite jest. Do we want to get that gladiator form out this early? I think we might. Or is it hold firm? I think it's actually hold firm. It's hold firm specifically based on the value of the riposte. It's okay. We'll get to taunt soon enough. There it is. Exceedingly expensive, but we have to play it. Thank you for trying, and thank you even more for trying as little as you did. I hit that defend and then a... Ooh! Okay, we finally got a parry out on the board. I like it. Love it. And you best believe... I want more of it. Can we... Best I can do. And repulses at full damage, we get the kill. Nice. Penib. Defensive combo again, block equal to the hunt. Face slap, no. Good clean fight. We're not really going to end start turns in no stance at all, so hard whips across the board right there too. Dead Branch. I think that will actually trash my deck to the tune of not wanting to do it. Obviously, the enemy is going to put things in our deck that exhaust. We don't have things in the deck that exhaust outside of the Ascender's Bane, but the enemy will put things into our deck that exhaust. And also, we might want to take something like a Evil Within or a You Are Mine. If this returned us to the stance we had when we entered it, I'd be all about that life, but it doesn't. Gosh. It feels so bad to end with all of my money, but... I mean, I guess we can upgrade the Evil Within. Take the You Are Mine as well. Do I have many debuffs? On myself, that is? Yes, I have to avoid taking orange pellets because otherwise the Snecko is going to give us a rough time. I mean, I can take an Akabeko. Do I drop one of my potions like a fairy bottle for a power potion? I wonder. Fine, let's just take it. I have the money for it. I can't take this because it'll try and purge the confused, as I mentioned prior. There we go. That's the one that we bought with the barbell. Upgrades past this point. I mean, I want the card that comes from Evil Within to be upgraded. It's a pretty big priority, to be entirely frank. I'll save my best stuff for the Meow fight individually. Obviously, we need to play flawed. Ah, right, of course, the one from the... Yeah, that makes sense. Get rid of the flawed. Got a colorless potion. Ooh. Another shield wall. Thank you. I will take that, actually. Need to taunt our way into defensive. Okay, that actually worked out really well for us. Because now we can play the Lariat. And unless it drew Void, which it can't draw yet because the Aged is in my current hand, it's going to be pretty good for us. Ooh, Defensive Shout. Another entry. Don't need it anymore, but there's another entry. Definitely play that parry. Sure. Rising Strike. Yeah, I guess I really underestimate... that's fine. It's not haunted. It's haunted for some reason. I thought we'd draw on the... what's my discard pile? Does it no longer have haunted? In this fight? You are mine to the enemy right now, I think, so... I'm not going to be in Berserker, so you don't have to worry about us shattering. Nice. I just had faith I was going to draw my full defense there. Oh, that works out so well. Welcome to the board, friend. All right. Hope you're having fun. Each time you enter start... No. Not our kind of deal, friend. I don't really want an ultimate stance at all. Well done. Really quick kill for that. All we need is a couple turns setup. I'm happy to reroll the cost in that hand because they were garbage. Garbanzo beans. Do we... No, we don't finish her. Do we finish her? We finish her. Use a finisher and then get back in. Alright, draws a bunch of cards for us. Look, I'll hit you with that. Okay, so can I set up as many parries as possible this turn, please? The enemy's not even attacking. Dang. Let's enchant shield on Lari. I think that's still going to be worth it right now. And then circumvent it. Parry, get icky, and then slime out. So now that we've cycled the draw pile, we've got extra energy back. We have the ability to play this parry now again. Yay. Come on. Other parry. Ooh. Get another cheap hold firm there. Nice. Feels at this point unlikely that I get it. Well, I tried really hard. 237 is not bad, but what would be better is hitting them with a riposte immediately afterwards. There's the parry, and it was one cost. Just a couple cards down. Just a couple. Thankfully, we've got blur for turns. Okay, parry works well this turn. There you go. Still not lethal. But we got pretty close. What's the whole cost of that hand? No real problem with that myself. Alright, fine. You can get the You Are Mine. Finally. Yep. So we have to play that turn as 2 copies of parry. Enemy's dead. We'll pop basically all the potions on. Well, definitely Power Potion, probably Gambler's Brew. Okay, we use the Knowing Skull to get a colorless card, which is also an exhaust. Oops. Pop a Circumvent there. Now we can Power Pot, defensive style. We overdraw with Gladiator Form already. Also, we don't want to give the enemy too much strength, but I think that'll be fine. But literally, just like more counter from those is completely fine. It also actually means that suddenly this isn't a hand that I immediately need to throw away. Then we shuffle them all back into the draw pile as well. Nice. So, yeah, this boss is going to gain 2 strength for every rare card I play. That's a lot of strength for every rare card I play. Okay. Start with a gladiator form and then a hold firm. Let's parry, get floored out of the head. Ooh. No, I don't want to enter the stance I'm not in, thank you. I want to stay in the stance that I am in, thank you. The problem with using a giant Gambler's Brew here is the possibility of drawing a Haunted and not being able to play the cards that I want to play with them. Oh well. Unfortunately, we do power up the enemy there, but thankfully we also get a pretty powerful riposte of our own. That's a hand and a half right there you want to remove from me. That circumvent at the end of this turn is going to be incredible. Go. Losing a fair few things there, but ultimately nothing I'm too worried about. In Zero Cost Bewildered, it's easiest time to get rid of it. In with the riposte for as much damage as we can, and then enemy's not attacking this turn, so we just want the largest lariat possible. As well as any available hold firm. Nice. That also got rid of all of those trash cards, especially the Ickies, the bottom of the new deck. You are mine. Double parry. Oh my god, this is a great turn. So both parries there. Now do I want to try and just throw with the Gambler's Brew? The answer to that is yes. Are you kidding me? There are 2 laureates left. Okay, I thought there were 3 laureates left in the deck, so I thought it was actually even more skewed than that. Still. That's why I thought it was fine, because if we drew those, they were just going to generate energy for us. Why? I mean, it's a bunch of damage. Let's hold firm, use a Lariat to play Riposte, and then a Lariat as well. There you go. And we finish the fight with a Devastate that was never in the deck. Literally just got added in that final area. Hell yeah. Pretty damn good riposting run right there. Also, that does take us to Ascension 11 on all of the different characters, giving us the ability in the next episode to start our Ascension grind. We'll probably go left to right. So we'll start with the Slime Boss, try and take the Slime Boss from 11 to 16. That is to have 16 unlocked, so complete stages 11 through 15. And then move onwards. That's, I've really been looking forward to, ever since coming up with the idea, ever since, you know, discussing the idea. Sorry, the recorder kicking in. Ever since discussing the idea, I've really become enamored with the idea of having some time to actually focus on an individual class, and I've had a little bit of that recently with the champ. Obviously, with the last one that needed to climb there. I found that I benefited a lot from it. I'm not learning lessons with one character to then forget them with another character, or have to learn a completely different set of standard best standard practices. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. Never the game's been Downfall. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.